We are live.
So welcome everybody, for those who are watching right now. So welcome to the Dark Eye, fourth chapter of the Orkland campaign. So I'll try to do a recap of last week. So where were we? We were going to get the Dark Eye. So okay, we met other members of the expedition. We have a dwarf. Just don't remember his name. I will just fetch my own.
Burkai.
So, it's not Okshin.
It's Burkai.
Burkai. So we have Burkai, who is a proud dwarf, and we have a blonde Tarwalian, kind of a bard, troubadour called Alma, a black hair upper class man, well, kind of a scholar called Detrot, and someone we haven't seen last session, Miss Asgard, which is seemed to be quite a strange woman. So we have met with them, and after that we had to get to get to Yellow Teeth to get the orc we were supposed to have to join us into the expedition. The exchange went quite well. Well, we've met with the orc. The orc wasn't Burkai?
The orc was Burkai.
Okay, and the dwarf, Ukshi?
Oh. Uksh. His name is Uksh Grosho Kornomon.
Okay, Uk. Okay, so the dwarf is called Uk. And Burkai is the orc we got. So the orc is a very proud orc who thinks he's the boss and he wants to impress everyone with his teeth and all that. So we got him back to our longhouse, and he has to meet with the rest of the group. It was quite an interesting meet. But okay, and Garhelt came back to us, telling us about what was the contest we have to go through in order to have a leader. It was to find a giant thumb, but the giant has already lost his thumb. We only have to find the thumb. So we had to go to an archivist called Doran into his tower. We were there when we left, and Marvio, I think he was going back in town, if I'm correct.
Yes, I was returning. I was going to town, and then I remembered that I had no money, so I went back to the.
Yeah.
So an assistant of Doran, the archivist, has been given the giant thumb to hide it, and since he told us that he was not good at hiding stuff, he gave them to two sailors, Katla and Tiev, in the roaming cloud, and that's where we left, and that was the information we had so far.
Right.
So have I missed something?
No, I just believe that Mavan was just coming back out of the tower to meet up with Grosh, with you.
I was with Oop.
Yeah, you
outside,
were.
and
You're with Uk and with Uksh, and also Asgard is also joining you right now.
she was there. So
Yeah,
the lady was there.
She just kept a bit behind.
Well,
And
I'm quite fascinated by that woman who seemed to give his life to Swaznir. So I don't know where I came from. Do I have met this kind of person, of devote?
well, I didn't quite get that.
But did I have, did I, from where I come from, do I have ever saw people like Asgard?
Um, you've mostly heard of them, but they are not priests as you would say, and they're more like special children that grow up with this blessing slash curse,
Okay.
and are specifically marked for Swafnir in a way.
Okay. Ah, Children of the Whale, if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
the right,
exactly.
right expression. Okay. Well, so I'm fascinated with her, but I don't engage in a conversation right now.
Mm.
I wait for Maven to come back.
I come down soon after you leave, so it's just a matter of minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So, what you going to do besides standing around here, now that we know that's somewhere in the city?
Well, it's dark. Maybe we could find
Oh,
this boat.
other Tim is now again here? Twice?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
but
Okay.
we don't hear you in double. Okay.
Bye. He went away. My dub.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we should get to that boat, at least see what it's all about, where it is. Well, it's dark. I don't know if we'll see anything very interesting right now, but since we seem to be in a hurry, we'll see then.
Yeah. Let's find out.
What do you think about that? And Marvio?
Yes, I want to get this over
Yeah,
with.
you don't know exactly where he got. Good.
Well, you guys don't actually know where I am, but I'm actually on my way back to the
To the tower.
to the place we were staying. Yeah.
Okay. Depends on where you want to go. There's basically two ways if you're down to, with the city. Either you can go back the way, a way that leads you by this tower, or you can basically circumvent the tower and go back to the longhouse in a way through the city, so that you're not seen by the others.
I don't mind being seen by the others. I want to get to the boat.
I
Are
was
the
talking to
others
Marvin.
still,
Okay, Mario. Okay.
are the others still waiting outside of the tower?
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
know the dwarf and
The dwarf, Gruff, and Asgard are there.
that's the whale warrior Asgard.
Yeah. So, Chris, do you want to take? Do you want to take the road that leads you aside the tower, or do you want to circumvent the tower?
I'll circumvent the tower. I kind of just want to get back. I don't want to get caught up in this because
Okay.
I don't have much. When I noticed that dude was lying, or not lying, but being deceptive, I guess you would say. I kind of figured that this. I would just. There's another way to go about doing this.
Okay. Okay.
And there's Tim.
Yeah, Tim is gone again.
Well, Tim is not there, but he told us that he told us that he wants the job to get done. So I guess that if we're going to the boat, he will follow.
Yeah, I believe so. Okay. So you take the road down the hill towards the port, I would presume. Oh wait, I had the
Right the port.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this one. Okay. Yeah. By now it's, as you said, it's starting to get dark, and the crews of the ships mostly leave them in the port. Beside a few guards looking over the ships. And yeah, here we are again with the map, and you basically move from here. Well, you probably can't see that. From here to here.
Okay.
So, and yeah, there's a couple of dragon boats lying in port, and you can also find, you can find a couple of boats there.
Okay. Wow. Is there a way to find the roaming cloud?
Let's say you can do a check on reading. I will have to say, let me just look it up. Character sheets. No, not that.
Reading like that.
It's always the wrong. There. Okay. So, do a skill check on Kuslikian science.
Okay, who's the sign? What's A10? I have to get under 10?
No, 10 is the complexity. Okay. And you have the attributes are cleverness, and I don't really know. Oh, that's writing. Let's say intuition instead. Cleverness, intuition, and you have a skill of 4.
Well, I missed.
Okay, so it's what was that? So you're not quite sure how the science, how the word roaming cloud would translate into science. Tim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you can do.
It's in Kuslikian?
Kuslikian science, yeah.
Okay. So that is cleverness, and intuition.
Yeah.
Okay. Four, 17, and 13. And I have 8 points in it. Yeah, I pass.
Okay.
With 1 point left.
Okay, so because it's kind of a strange way that it is written, it's a bit more problematic to read. That's why you had to do the skill check, because it's more in a the style of the writing is more in the way of runes than the actual Kuslikian language, so it's a bit artistic. So it's harder to read, but you find boats with the name Roaming Cloud on the front. There's two. It's also a dragon boat, maybe for 50 people. Currently, there's only 4 people that are basically sit next to the boat, doing a bit of dice rolling and drinking, covered in furs against the cold.
So there's like a series of signs next to all the boats, and I found the one that said the name of the ship on it.
The names are on the boats themselves, but you found the one that's labeled Roaming Cloud.
Okay. I lean into Gruff and say, "This one is the Roaming Cloud." And I point to the ship with the crewmen playing dice on board. Can you hear me?
Can you hear Tim? I believe we have the answer for that. This session has a interesting theme.
Okay, well, I'll head toward. I'm assuming that he's going to probably follow with me, but I'm going to head down toward that boat.
Yeah.
That ship.
Okay.
Here, he's back.
Well, he sits there.
Can you hear me?
I believe he has to put his earplugs in before he can hear us.
Oh, okay.
Earphones.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah, there we go.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you missed it, but Maven found the right boat and pointed you towards it.
That's information.
Okay, you're gone again.
And then.
And now, Tim, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
I have lots of difficulty to hear you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna head down towards the ship.
Okay. As I said, there's 4 people sitting in front of the boat in a circle.
I'll follow.
What? 4?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, they were playing dice.
Right, exactly. They're playing dice and drinking a bit.
I lean in Gruff and say, "What would it?"
So you can hear them being a bit loud and already a bit drunk, talking with each other about the game and how the one supposedly cheats and claims that he does not buy Swafnir. Yeah.
I lean into Gruff and say, "What was the names of the people we were supposed to find? Do you happen to remember?"
Yes. It's Katla and Siev. These are the 2 men. Siev. So you may ask.
Well, when he gets back.
Oh, he's broken away again.
Well, I don't know why, but I have lots of difficulty here to hear you. Now it's okay, but
yeah, the whole session seems to be a bit problematic as far as connections are concerned.
Weird night.
Well, okay, but right now it's going well.
Maybe. Yeah. Tim, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, and so you may ask if you can find Katla and Tiev.
You asked if they were there?
Well,
No.
you may ask Maven.
Okay, very good. I walk up to the men and say, "Hello, My name is Mavan Hustlinger.
Woof. What? Are you? Are you a mage?
Why, yes, I am. I am from the Academy in Nostria.
An Austrian mage. How is Spanish beer?
How's what? Spinach beer? Can you make
I hear you
beer
drink
from
that.
spinach?
I hear you drink that down there.
How?
I
I've
think
never
it's
heard
awful.
of it. I've never actually heard of it. That's
So-
interesting. I'll have to try it at some point.
So, mages don't drink spinach beer from Nostria. You learn things every day.
Yes, apparently. At any rate, I was informed that there were some individuals on this ship by the name of Katla and what was the other one's name, Gruff?
Tiev. I
And
think
Tiev.
Yeah, Tiev.
Yeah, Katla and Tiev.
Yeah.
Are they
yeah,
aboard ship this time?
They are not aboard,
Of
but
course.
they belong to our crew if you ask that. But what do you want to know, and why should I tell you?
There was something that was entrusted to them, and they were keeping it safe, and we were inquiring as to where they kept it. We just wished to ask them a brief question.
He stands up. So they are keeping something safe, and you want to know where it is.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be safe with you then.
No, they were keeping it safe for us. It was from Garheld.
Do a what is it? Convince or
As a fast talker.
or fast talk? Yeah, one of the two.
What's
What
that
is-
on?
Social talents.
That's social, yeah.
Physical talents, combat talents,
Social.
social talent.
Yeah, I think that would be fast.
Fast talk. Okay, I have very little chance of this.
If you, as I said, if you have convincing or something similar, then you can also use that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have.
Okay.
I rolled 2 20s and an 8, so I failed horribly.
Oh, okay. The others also stand up. One of them actually puts his hand on his axe and pulls it out of his holster.
I look at Marvio. I say, "You're the one who settled these usually.
Well,
Can you do
you'd be
something?"
looking from a long way away.
And
Remember?
Marvio is somewhere else.
He's not. I'm searching for him. Where is he? Where is he when we need him? The social guy. Hey guys, calm down.
And next to you, Uksh suddenly has a crossbow in his hand that he's holding in the face of these 4 guys. Asgard is looking a bit panicked, but seems to have her fist clenched and seems to brace herself. So,
Hopefully.
stop lying to me.
I'm feeling bad now.
Okay, calm down, everyone. We just want to find an object that your friends have for us. What's the matter? You want to fight for that?
Okay, so do a fast talk too.
Oh, not good. No. I failed at least two of the 3
Okay.
stats needed.
Piss off.
Barbio touches the doorknob to the place he goes into, and then he gets a shiver like, man, I should be
Yeah.
somewhere else. Heart goes in.
I somehow insulted the gods. I don't know how.
Well,
Mavon just looks startled and holds his hand up and say, "Please, we're not looking for a fight. We're not trying to be deceitful in any way.
I
We have no
said
reason
piss
to
off.
lie to you.
I said piss off.
We'll be
And
happy
now
to as soon as we find out where Kiev and Katla are."
he puts his hand up to your chest and pushes you a bit.
oh, I'm getting in front of that guy and just try to push his hand. Hey, we can go away, but don't go too far with us.
Okay.
Please, let's just leave. We'll find some other way of finding them.
I believe you have a bit of temper, Gruff.
Yes, I have.
I would like you to do a check on that.
Temper 6, so how does it work? I have to roll under? Like
If you roll under or equal, then this attribute takes effect, so to speak, and you become temperamental.
I rolled a 9, so I
So
can
you have
breathe.
you have yourself under control, even though you are.
Well, I don't want to get Maven into much trouble, so I calm down myself. And I don't want him to put the boat on fire, so I don't think he will. So I'm backing up and okay, guys, but
Let's go. Let's just
okay.
go.
Ah,
We
let's
don't
go.
want any conflict.
I look at Asgard. What is she doing?
She is basically standing right next to you. Her fist is actually shaking a bit, and her fist, not her fist, her jaw is clenched, and she looks at these people and seems to be on the verge of doing something.
Come, lady, come. We don't need bloodshed for a stupid contest.
I would rather go into the Orklands without this toe than shed blood here in the city. It's completely defeating the purpose of what we're trying to do. Please.
Yeah, she, as soon as you talk to her like that, she turns away and goes a couple of steps along the coastline, and shakes her head.
Okay. And Hook, has he got his crossbow down?
He has his crossbow still up, but she's slowly retreating, looking at you back and forth, like he's waiting for you.
Well, if you're waiting for us, I have a big suggestion. Follow us. Don't get into this. Please.
To you, whom you are talking?
To Hook.
No, as I said, he's already retreating from these four people.
Okay.
And is waiting for you to do the same, it seems.
Okay. So we all agree on that.
Yes,
Okay.
I head towards the gangplank leading up to the ship. I turn around before I leave, and I just bow to them gracefully and say, "I am sorry if we've caused you any sort of problems, if we've offended you in any way. I meant no offense by talking to you. I will bid you good day," and I go down the gangplank.
They, as you leave, they seem to be a bit befuddled. But as you leave this plank, you hear loud laughter from them, and they seem to be making a couple of jokes on your cost.
I clench my jaw, but I don't turn around.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sailors, what they do when they're not on the boat, they're getting drunk elsewhere, and where there's alcohol, they are drunk sailors. What do you think of that?
Let's look at the guy who offended the gods first. Okay. So you're at the longhouse.
Oh. Okay, I go and I sit down and I pick up a beer and like trying to shake off this feeling that I should have been somewhere else.
Yeah, the
and you know,
fire's still going. The orc is sleeping in front of it.
I turn around and I watch him a little bit. You know, just seeing if I could figure him out while he's sleeping. And I don't really try, but I mean, I don't really roll for it or anything. I just
Yeah.
drink a beer and I sit back down.
Well, he looks like he's sleeping unrestful in some way. He's always half in movement, it seems. Like he's doing something in his dream. With his extremities doing something every now and then.
Yeah.
And also, he kind of smells.
Yes,
I
he
just
does.
kind of chuckle and say, I wonder if it's a bit like giving a cat a bath. I'm not gonna try though.
Possibly. Okay.
So I wait there and wait for the others to get back.
Okay.
I'm kind of wondering where they went. I figured, you know. Was figuring,
after a while, someone knocks at the door, and if you react, or rather, if you not react, then after a short while they will enter, and Detrat
I
comes
go
in.
up and answer the door.
Okay, then Detrat stands before the door. Oh, you're here.
Yes, yes. Oh, did you have a nice? Did you have a nice discussion with that? With the archivist?
Oh yes, yes. I'm actually just getting some of my notes that I took from me with from Garrett. We are. I'm invited over there for late wine. I believe. Do you meet the others?
Oh, I didn't meet the others. I came right back here. I was gonna go. I was gonna go for a drink, but I kind of spent all my money on the rug over there.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Uksh something. You know, we kind of had a discussion going on what happened with the dwarfs, because there was a small contingent of dwarfish soldiers when the Middle Realm occupied Thorwall. Maybe he knows something. Well. I believe they went after this this boat or something.
Hope they're not getting into any trouble.
Well, I'm sure they'll be all right. They're, I, I believe they went somewhere to the port. I don't know where exactly. So.
Chasing after the thumb, right?
Right.
He gave it to someone, and then they gave it to someone, and then probably the people they're looking for gave it to someone else.
Well,
right?
and it seems to be a bit tedious, but I'm sure it will turn up somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably in a museum in a couple of years.
Perhaps. So I'm glad you had a good conversation with him.
Oh,
Did he give off any information that any allude to anything that might be happening behind the scenes here? I had noticed he was a little deceptive with me when the archivist I'm speaking of.
Oh, I thought he was quite open. He is a bit on the rough side as far as his arguments go, but well, scholars, we are a bit insular sometimes. So I have met people who are far rougher in my field.
Yeah, and we're in Thorwald. It's a hardy place, and hardy place make for hardy men, even if they aren't
Yeah.
warriors.
And I probably think he has very few conversations with people that he deems his equals. So,
I just smile at that.
mm.
Oh, well, there's beer here. Uh,
Well, thank you, but I think I'll go for some wine back with the archivist.
oh, you didn't already have the late wine. Ah, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
No, I just wanted to get some of my notes. Um, I wanted to compare some notes with him about my research regarding Orkland expeditions. Maybe he has something that I have yet overlooked.
That's good thinking. I wonder how many times this has been tried. That's maybe you can get that for me if
Yeah, I'm curious about that too, because you see, except for two major tries, I have not found that many. You see, there were a couple of people who tried it, but mostly they turned around as soon as they came into conflict with anything. Usually orcs. And the others, like the Hygelac expedition, they just vanished.
uh,
And
yeah,
it's hard to believe in a way that no one came back out.
right. That is odd. I mean, there is almost always survivors. People who can run fast enough. People who could slip out in the middle of a battle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah. Hmm. If I may, could I tag along with you?
yeah, of course.
Oh.
Okay. So he goes to the other room, grabs a couple of things from his bag. Do you want to do or take something with you? Otherwise, we could go.
Well, I look for a pen and a piece of paper just for taking notes if I find anything important.
Well, um, pen is a problem.
Okay, well,
You maybe you have a piece of coal or something, or
hmm,
um,
do I have anything I can use in place of ink? Because I do have a feather in my cap.
um, well, you could write in wine, maybe.
I could.
Or blood.
Yeah, blood would work.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess I can go pick up a stray piece of coal from the
yeah, that's not the problem.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, what you see is that Detrot, he has oh, I will have to look up the word. Uh, dum. Du-du-dum. A small chalkboard.
Ah, yes, slate,
With-
blackboard.
Yeah, something like that, and a piece of chalk that he seems to be using for making notes and so on.
All right. Well, I pick up the piece of charcoal and a small piece of charcoal, and I slip it in my pocket,
Okay.
my pants pocket, and then I tag along with him.
Okay.
I follow.
Yeah. After he goes the short way to the tower again, and the servant is letting you back in. Just looking. Didn't make here. Yeah. So Yegor, the servant, lets you back in. The guy with the leather apron, and he goes up the stairway again to the upper floor, where there's now candles that are burning, and a couple of chairs and a table in front of a book stand.
Uh-huh.
Where the archivist Doran is sitting, and currently holding a piece of wood with it appears two crystals in it, looking over something.
Well, I don't make my presence known immediately, but I don't exactly hide it either. I just go ahead and sit down and
Yeah, he will point with one of his hands. Yeah, sit down, sit down. I'm just reading.
I go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Dietrich also sits down, grabs a couple of his notes, and puts them on the table. Pours himself from the wine a bit. Looks at you and pours you a bit, if you want.
I take a small amount. I don't want to be too drunk by the end of the night.
Okay.
I've already been drinking beer anyway, and it's not always a good idea to mix them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, after a short while, Doran turns around. Oh, you're two.
I thought I'd tag along. Seems like an interesting conversation you guys were having.
Yeah, we are just comparing notes as to the occupation of Thorwall during the reign of the priest empress. Very interesting time period, you know, because of the upheaval that followed. There were quite a few documents were lost, and so there's very few to reconstruct what actually happened then.
Yeah.
For example, we don't actually know how the occupation began. We just know that at some point someone was given the title of Protector of Thorwall, who had a rather Middle Realmian name, and then the next is a couple of lists of earnings of soldiers. And a couple of supply documents, and then basically just announcements that the Middle Realmians have been fought off, and accounts of the battle that took place, and list of the dead.
I wonder why those were lost. I mean, I assume that happens with a lot of documents over time. Paper is
Well, one of the happenings that I could read here is that the city, the town hall, back then was burned down with the Middle Realmian officials inside. So I presume that most documents were lost then.
That would be a good presumption. So it seems like it wasn't. It seems like they didn't get along very well.
Well, we Thorwalians don't like being told what to do by others.
Understandable.
Okay, so yeah, you were saying?
Well, I go ahead and let them talk, and I listen very intently.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they go on quite a bit, also very, very detailed. They compare notes and times before they at some point change the subject to Orkland expeditions again. At which point this basically they don't get much done in the way of actual talking there, but are basically looking through various documents that are lying around here, almost always turning up with no new clues. Okay, let's go back to the port. So, what are we gonna do now?
Well, where can we find drunken sailors?
Well, anywhere where they can lie down.
Well, like a hostel or something?
Well, as far as I see, Thorwalians fall where they drink.
Well, they might have been taken to a hospital if they've fallen.
No, not really.
You explain it to him. I don't have the stomach.
Maven just looks confused.
No, look, Maven, Thorwalians like to drink. And yes, we fall, but it's part of the fun. So let's find
falling is fun?
You don't understand. But I will
No,
hold...
I don't.
No, but don't worry. Let's find out the nearest place where we can drink in that port. So I look around, see if I see...
there's more than a couple of taverns. Not only in the port, but there's also these are places that are mostly still alight. You also saw one tavern by the where you gave the coat of Maven to the seamstress, for example. And there's on the way there you also saw a couple of taverns, so there's quite a few here.
Well, we could just, enter, call them out loud. Katla and Tiev, are you here? And see what happens.
They might all react like those sailors on the boat did, though. We don't want a whole building full of drunken sailors pulling their weapons out.
Well, it doesn't mean that everyone knows them, but I understand that we have to be careful, and because there's a lot of establishment, and so far, if that's all we know, they got out, and they probably got out to get drunk. That's my guess.
Well, let's just go to the closest one to the ship. There maybe perchance they went there. Maybe if they're so fond of falling down, they might not have wanted to be too far away from the ship.
Well, yeah, it's easier to roll them on the ground. It won't be that far. But let's go see that.
I think it would be easier just to pick them up, but maybe I'm mistaken.
It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. You're good. You're beginning to be quite good at getting them, I think.
I just don't offend, so I just laugh anyway.
Oh, no offense if you don't laugh them, but let's go there. I see the tavern there.
Yeah, so you enter, and the atmosphere is quite humid. Many people sitting on long benches, drinking. Some are singing. A good amount of laughing is going on. Two people seem to be embroiled in a fist fight where they stand facing each other and in turn take swings at each other. So it's not a real fight, but they seem to be hitting each other, looking who is going to fall over first.
Okay, but for me it feels like home, so
Yeah.
I have no problems with that.
Should we intercede? Should we try to stop them?
No. It's part of the fun too.
He just scowls in sort of disgust.
Well, okay. I mean, well, that's how we made our fun, Tarwalians. We like physical kind of games like that.
Okay, I understand.
So,
Well, Uksh will go to the bar and order a pint of beer.
I go with them.
While Asgard stands next to the door and somehow tries to get a good look of the whole room without getting too close to anyone.
Well, I do take a beer.
Okay, so you two go to the bar, yeah?
Maven follows behind them.
Okay. Hey, bartender, I want a pint. One moment. And he hands out a couple of beers that are brought by a waiter to one of the other tables. So, how many?
I'll take one.
So that's 2 or 3?
I had
Yep.
some interesting tea at this other establishment. I'm not
What?
sure what it was
Tea?
called. Yes, it was tea. It was some herbal tea, and there was some sort of concoction that it was mixed with. I should have asked him what it was called.
Well, tea, huh? What's... Well, the best next thing I have is meat with a couple of herbs.
Meat?
Who wants that? Meat.
Honey wine.
I don't eat meat. Oh, mead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, honey wine.
I'll have some of that. That sounds interesting. I enjoy honey.
Well, I want to see that. Okay, so he hands out a couple of he hands out the 2 beers and a mug with meat in it. So the beer is not very strong. It's more of something to keep the throat wet and keep you going. Whereas the meat, because it's sweet and alcoholic at the same time, can go straight to your head. So please make a carouse check.
Oh no. Let's see. Where is his carouse?
Also, because it's so sweet, you don't actually notice how alcoholic it actually is. Believe me, I've made
Okay.
my own experience with that.
Uh-oh. I don't have very good rolls for
I don't
this.
know. I've had dry mead before, but it's different when it's dry.
Ah, I actually succeeded. An 8,
Okay.
9, and a 10.
Okay, so either you stop at the right time or you just found your drink. Maybe elves can digest honey a bit better than anyone else.
So I lean into the bartender and I'll put a little piece of a silver coin on the top of the surface of the bar. And say, you know, I was wondering if you might be able to help us find some information. We were looking for any of the crew from that ship over there, and he points over to the ship, the Roaming Cloud. Have any come in here recently?
Well, I think the table over there is partly from that ship. Those are mostly the premiums. There's actually 2 premium boats from Preem in the port right now. I believe those 2 that are punching each other are also from those 2 boats. That might actually be the captains, I'm not sure.
Oh. Do you happen to know any of their names?
No, I don't know them.
Okay. Well, thank you for
But
the information.
thank you for the silver.
He just smiles at him and slowly sips on his mead again, looking at the people bludgeoning each other and the people on the other table.
Yeah. At this moment, one of them falls to the ground and rolls a bit and then lies there. The other raising his fists in the air and loud roar going through the tavern from the other patrons. Then followed by laughing and the guy that stands gets handed a drink and sits down on the bench you were pointed to.
I lean in to Gruff and say, I wonder if those are the people we're looking for.
I'll check that out immediately. I take my beer and comes to the guy who has just sat on his bench. He must be a little stunned or something.
Well, he seems to have quite a few bruises in his face that are slowly swelling. One of his eyes is already swollen over.
Oh, well, you fought well, my friend, even if you didn't won that one.
He did win.
Oh, you did win.
The other guy is still lying on the ground.
Oh, sorry. You are so wounded that I thought that you were the loser. But you fought well. Okay.
Why, Swafnir?
Do you happen well, you fought well. Have you learned to fight on a boat?
Well, I've learned to fight from my mother.
Oh, yes, my friend. Your name?
I'm Ingmar.
Ingmar. Okay, you look like, well, maybe it's the wound, but you look like a friend that's called Katla.
What's good for you? Up or low?
Always I. Always reaching for the top.
Okay. Do you know? Do you know the name of her parents?
Oh, I
I know
don't
two
know the name.
cutlers. I know
So
two.
sorry.
I know two cutlers. So
I don't. I only know that my friend came on the roaming cloud.
oh yeah, that's then probably Cutler Grima's daughter.
Got like Grimace. Is he in there? I haven't even saw him.
No, I think they talk with some strange fellow. Looked a bit well, looked a bit strange. Uh, Looked more like a servant or something. And after that, they kind of went into the city a bit. I I think they wanted to go to the drunken emperor, perhaps, or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You, you know, that thieves den there.
Kiev, cities, but he wasn't alone, Katla.
Oh, I think she took Tjalf with her.
She. You said she?
Katla is a she. Katla is a female name.
Oh, I just thought that you were looking like her. I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh,
I drink too much.
I, as a person, didn't even register that.
Okay, I didn't want to insult you, my friend, but I guess I've drank too much this evening. But I'll get to Katla on the Drunken Emperor. That's the name of the place.
I believe so. I myself have never been there, but I've already been told a couple of times to watch my purse if I ever go there.
Okay, hey, good fight. I slap him in the back, baff, and go back to my
And at that point, he kind of grabs it. You hear a "Ugh!" and he falls over.
Mavan, we have to get drunk
Yeah.
elsewhere.
I would be happy to leave this place.
I took my beer.
The smell.
How much did it cost?
You will have, let's say 2 hallers. That
Silver?
would, no, not silvers. Basically a fifth of a silver.
Okay, well, I give one all silver. I'm feeling generous on that one.
Okay.
So I look at Ook.
Ux is still standing next to the bar and looking over to you with his drink in his hand.
Well,
So, what did you find out?
that we need to bar hopping. So let's go to the Emperor's Drunken Emperor. I don't know where it is. We have to find out.
Okay. Have you any idea?
I lean into
Well, I
the
don't-
bartender again and say, "Excuse me, where is the drunken emperor?"
Why would you want to go there? If you want to give your money away, you can do that here.
No, we heard it was some horrible place. We wanted to see how horrible it can actually be.
Well, I believe it's somewhere next to the Windrider's Otter in the center of town.
Okay.
The
If you look at the
Rider's
palace-
Otter.
If you look at the palisade of that of the otter, then I believe it's one of the buildings next to it.
Ah, okay. Is that near the whale temple?
No, you have to. If you go from here to the Swafnir temple, then you have to go further in the same direction. And at some point you reach the otter, and then you just have to walk alongside the palisade. There, at some point you should see it.
Ah, very good. Thank you so much. Gruff, let's leave.
Let's go.
Okay.
When we get outside, I say briefly to Maven, well, about saying that drunk emperor's place as being an horrible place. You weren't that far. Yeah, actually, it seems to be a place full of thieves. It's not good for Chinatown.
Honestly, everything in this place seems horrible.
Well, it seems that if you have something to be stolen, you better hide it somewhere.
Okay, so as you leave, you basically go from here. Oh, no, well, you probably can't see that either. Can you see the red circles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you basically go this way, cross this bridge, here across the place of the temples, and here at this point you reach the otter. And as you go along, it's one of these houses here. There you find the drunken emperor. There's someone lying outside of the place, just outside the door. From in there you can also hear music. People playing cards you can see as you enter. Some people are throwing knives at a disc on the wall.
Okay, before I've entered, I have put my purse on my head with my hat on it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, also what you can see is that the people sitting here are mostly not civilians. They are clothed differently. Less fur, more clothing, more leather.
Okay. So, well, okay. Where does they came from? Catalantiev, the roaming cloud. He said this. The guy. They were
They are from the city of Prim, or what do you mean?
okay. Torwalian city.
That's a Turvalian city, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
basically the second greatest, or the second biggest city.
so
Also
since
the
there's
home of the premium fire.
oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So in this place, since there are not a lot of Torwalians, I guess they are
Yeah.
easy to spot.
Yeah, basically you just see one female Turvalian there, and no males.
Okay, well, right on the spot, I go see her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's drinking alone, and also seems to be looking a bit up as you enter, especially as she seems to see Maven, and seems to smile a bit.
Well, lady,
I smile back at her.
well, lady, let me introduce myself, Gruff, and we're searching for something. Maybe you know something about that.
Maybe I do, maybe I do. I'm told to have a bit of fun with you, so first, I don't talk with people who don't drink, so you order and then we drink.
I turn around, scream at the barman, bring on fire right now, here.
As you will. So, he brings you a... Do you want a whole flask or just shots?
Well, shots. I have a long evening maybe, so I want to have a more clear head as possible.
Okay. No, you too. Pointing at
Maybe on a hook.
Uksh and Askat.
Okay.
who also sit down. Who pays? For the premium fire, now that would be 3 silver for the 6 shots.
Oh, no problems. I'll pay. I'll pay. I pay that.
Okay.
And you don't want the elf to drink with us?
Oh, of course.
Well, but because he
Everyone.
won't drink that.
Well, he has to if he wants to talk with me.
Well, no, it's no. He won't talk to you if he drinks. You don't understand. Because after
Well,
he drinks that, he will fall down.
that's his problem, not mine.
Can my elven ears pick up what they're saying?
Of course. I presumed anyway that you all sat down on the table. At the table.
Oh, okay, okay. I will drink if it will give us the answers that we need, Gruff.
Okay. So I took one of the shot and push it in front of Maven. You can you can do small sips. It will.
No small sips here.
Come on. I'm trying just to get my elf accustomed to the premium fire, but I don't want to kill him tonight.
Well,
Alright.
premium fire doesn't kill.
Well,
First of all, let's drink. Ticket sacker, hoi, hoi, hoi.
What?
I'm following that. Take us out. Hi, hi, hi.
What is that? What are you doing?
Oh, that's well, it tastes better when we sing this.
Really? Is it like an incantation of sorts?
Well, I don't know. It's custom.
No, you imbribe. And now drink.
Fine. Ticka-taka. What was the rest of it?
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
Hi, hi.
Ticka-taka, hoi, hoi, hoi. And he recites it like he's reciting a spell.
Yeah.
Then he lifts it into the air, and his eyes just kind of get stern looking, and then he
Yeah.
drops the shot.
Okay. Yeah. Ux drinks it almost without problem. Asgard also does the sikisaka, hoi, hoi, hoi. And yeah. You can do carouse checks. For Maven, it's you have penalty of 2 points on carouse.
Oh, I succeed.
Okay.
I have no points left, but
Yeah, that's no problem. So maybe you have a bit of stomach ache, but that's everything. So it burns good in your throat.
Oh yeah, it burns so good. The second shot of the day.
Tim,
Yeah.
are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry, I had my
believe-
mic muted. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
I actually
we can hear you.
succeeded. I rolled a 10, an 8, and a 10.
Okay,
So
so
he swallows and he
yeah, but actually, with your roll, you actually did it quite good. So it seems you did get the right breathing. Maybe beginner's luck.
he inhales the alcohol on his tongue into his lungs.
Well, now you can do fire outside of your body by Troynik. Now you know what is fire inside you.
Well, now we can talk.
So, Katla,
So, what was your name again?
Gruff,
So, Gruff, what do you want to talk about?
you know what we want to talk about. We're searching for a stupid tomb.
Well, if you want to give me a good reason to tell you, then maybe you should tell me a good story. And maybe I could tell you a story.
I don't know. The elf has a longer life
Tell
than me. Maybe he has more story than me. What?
Maybe tell me the story of uh, of uh, the fall of Kurundan.
What?
Can I make a history check to see if I know that?
Yeah, you can. You both can do a
Folklore?
folklore check or history, and to see if you know that.
I'm in no mood
Oh,
to tell
wow.
you story
I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 3.
tonight.
Okay, so you know the story, and you can basically tell any story you like.
What was the name of it?
The fall of Kurun.
The Fall of Kurun. Ah, the Fall of Kurun. Now that was an epic tale. It was the story of General Shargosh. He was in charge of all of the forces inside the fortification when they were beset by an army of orcs. Now I believe this was in 1152. 1152. It was the autumn of 1152, if I am correct. At any rate, there was the orc army that was besetting the fortress was massive. It was, some estimates say it was as high as 100,000 orcish armies, orcish soldiers inside of the armies. Now Thargurush, he was the general in charge at the citadel. Now outside of the ring, there was the outer ring of walls that was protecting the city. Now the orcs penetrated this outer ring, and they began climbing over top of it. But he had already prepared a moat of oil inside, and as soon as they made it over top of the wall, he set it on fire. And he had put it up, since this is tar, he had put tar up the sides of the wall, and as soon as he set this moat of oil on fire, it extended up on the walls, and it set all of the orcs on fire that were not only had crossed over, but that were also coming over top, and it caused them to retreat for days. They didn't know what was going on inside. There was actually some rumors that there was a dragon inside that was circulated amongst the orcs, and they left in fear. And after this onslaught, they retreated for a few days, and by that time, reinforcements arrived, and the orcs were routed, and they returned from whence they came. Oh, I remember that very well. I remember seeing the illustrations of that at the academy. There was a large tapestry that was on the wall that was supposedly from the citadel, actually.
Well told. Sikasaka, hoi, hoi, hoi.
Okay. Sika, hoi, hoi, hoi. Ah,
We must drink again.
Of
Very
course.
good. Sika, hoi, hoi, hoi.
You
He
got
lifts
it.
his shot glass up in the air,
Yeah.
drops it down.
Okay. So, let's switch shortly to the tower. Yeah. So, do you want to stay and listen?
Yeah, I have been taking a little bit of notes. The little bits I've been gleaming from them, even though they seem to be more searching through papers and stuff.
Yeah.
How much do I have as far as that goes? Probably very little, I assume, since.
What do you mean? How much you could take
How
notes,
much have
or?
I picked up just from listening?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of they went through a couple of reports of people, or rather of notes where people announced that they wanted to go into the Orklands, or where people were told not to follow because people claiming to go into the Orkland because it was a trick by raiders who want to lure people away and to rob their money. So as far as Orkland expeditions goes, this mostly boils down to people tricking others, or there's a couple of people who wanted to settle somewhere next to the Orkland, but apparently, as far as settlements go, there's nothing beyond Faxcare, which is a very old settlement that seems to have been built whilst Thorwald was occupied. And it seems that not many settlement projects beyond that city have succeeded.
Well, I tell them that I'm taking my leave. I'm getting a bit tired, but and then I turn to Garrett to the Garethian and say just say that we'll talk about what I missed tomorrow, perhaps.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I will keep you posted. Well, I will tell you what we spoke of then. Have a good night.
All right. You do too. And then when I leave the tower, I go back. I actually go into the town and see if I can ask around for a strange group of people. Notably, see what my friends are up to doing.
Yeah. Okay. You can do a fast talk check.
All right. I'll probably make this one. I've got a pretty high fast talk. Shit! I lost my 20. Okay, 12, 10, and 15. Fast talk is charisma, and let's see, social talents. Oh, courage, intuition, and charisma. Okay, I missed charisma by 1, and I've got like plus 10 in it, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So no great problem. You ask around a couple of bit, and you hear that apparently they went to a bar, then to a ship where they almost started a fight, and a couple of blows were exchanged, and then they were seen going into the city, and some presume that they now go as like beaten dogs to the Drunken Emperor, where all the scoundrels hang out.
Well, thank you. All these anonymous people who've told me this.
Yeah.
And then I make my way to the Drunken Emperor.
Yeah. So as you open the door, you hear a chicka-chaka, hoi, hoi, hoi.
I look over towards the sound, and it's like, oh my god,
yeah,
they're getting
yeah,
me on drunk.
Exactly. At least Mavon drinking. And doing another check on carouse.
Oh no. I got lucky the first time. Okay, let's see. Ugh, I failed the last one.
Okay, by how much?
Let's see, it was 7.
Okay. And how much do you have in points?
0.
Okay. Yeah, so slowly it goes to your head. By now you have a minus of 1 to your cleverness and
Okay.
to your intuition. But you also gain 1 point in courage.
Okay.
So, now that I know that you can tell tales and that you can drink, what do you want to know?
We want to know where you have taken the giant's thumb.
Exactly.
Well, we thought you will have to search a bit for it in an old dusty old building. And so we've hidden it in. Have you seen this old tower in the middle of the city?
No.
Well, there is one, and it's deserted. And somewhere in there you will find Tjalf with your thumb. Presumably that you can find him.
What do we have to do once we find Tjalf?
Well, that you will have to talk with Tjalf to. I had the job of drinking with you.
Did you invent this tiki-taka thing? Or is
No.
this something that's...
No. It exists for real. I knew that song.
You knew it, Grub.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, I like the mead better. I liked the mead better still.
Yeah. So
you catch more elves with honey than with premium fire?
What? Oh, that's funny.
Hey,
Are we going to drink anymore?
Yeah. As our friend Mario just entered.
It's
Well, how many
Mario!
drinks have I?
Come drink with us. We have an incantation that you can recite that makes the fire water taste better when you drink it. I've already said it twice, and it's getting quite enjoyable.
I can see you're enjoying yourself, so maybe it works. And I sit down at the bar, and how many drinks have I missed?
Not much. 2.
Total? There was 4 of us here, so that's 8. Plus, we're in another establishment, and then we had between the 3 of us only had 1 drink there. So that's a total of 12 drinks.
It doesn't count. You drink tea. You drink tea. Doesn't count.
It wasn't tea. It was honey mead.
It's not a drink.
So
I
take
drank
I
it, so it's a drink.
got to be a part of this.
I'll teach you the incantation.
While we
I
were,
heard it when I was coming in.
I take a look to Asgard and Uksh. Do they enjoy themselves?
Asgard looks a bit strangely at the at Katla. What tower do you mean? Well, you know, the deserted one in this just on the way outside of town. You mean the old cursed tower?
Cursed tower? I have superstitious.
Cursed tower.
Yeah, you can roll on superstition if you have it.
Oh, I am not superstitious on that one. I am
Okay.
just,
Okay, so at least either you don't haven't heard it yet, or you don't believe in it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, the tower that's cursed since time immemorial, that no one from the city will enter because there's ghosts there. Ghosts? Well, we have to go then and get Shelf out of there.
There's no ghost. Stiev, whatever he is, can go in the place if there are really ghosts there. It would be stupid.
Fear not.
Ghosts are
I can
they're apparently
disband
supposed to be an illusion, so they could be reasoned with, I guess.
Fear not, I can work my magic to ban these spirits.
Ah, well, we have an advantage here.
Well, anyway, we should go then. Just to
Yes.
be sure.
Okay, so
I'm not setting foot in there. Will come from Asgard. I've seen the lights in the night.
you did
The what?
The lights in the night.
the light in the tower.
Yeah, they
How do
just
you know there's not just a vagrant living?
well, because vagrants don't have blue flames.
Well, I guess if you have the right kind of kindling, you might be able to achieve a blue flame, but you have a point.
And there's a mage. There are mages in that city. You remember, Mavon, you did want to see them for our special pills.
Yes.
So maybe they're working their way in the tower to make some myth of some kind to put fear in the population. Maybe.
I don't fear
Well.
blue flames. One of my instructors at the academy would work his magic and be surrounded in a ring of blue flame. I know what flame is.
Okay. I stood up, so I put my shot on the table. You know, bang.
Yeah.
So time to go.
Also stands up. And yeah, you are followed by Uksh and Asgard leaving.
Avon follows as well.
Yeah, I follow all of them too.
Did I close it? No. Maybe now. Oh, wrong. Okay. So, currently you are here, and now Katla will take you through a gate here, and you go alongside the the Windrider Otter, and over here to the building in the center of this circle now, which is a tower, maybe three stories tall. Oh, do you see the? Did you see the red circle moving?
No, we see you.
Oh, okay. Then let's try this again. Do you see the map?
Yes.
Okay. So again, from here, do you see?
Yeah, that's where we are.
Okay, and go through this gate, along this way, and to this building here. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, and this is a tower with about 3 stories tall. It seems like it's been built a long time ago. Doesn't really fit in with the other architecture here. And there's a small 1-story building attached to it, which seems also to be the only entrance. Because this would be a good point for a stop, I want to ask you how long you want to continue. Because this would be, as I said, a good point to stop next time.
I guess there will be some action if there are really goals there.
Yeah. So it probably would be a good idea since some people
Yeah.
have like, children
Maybe-
and
maybe,
stuff.
maybe,
Let's just say if we go on here, then I would have to break in the middle of something. So
Okay.
yeah, well, it's good for me. I'm a little tired since I had a long day, but we did a lot today.
okay. So then we are in agreement. Again, any comments on the session today?
I feel really bad about going or breaking from the group.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to stay with the group all the time.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like the timing was terrible.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, it happens. And
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. Role playing happened, so it was okay.
Yeah. That was quite fun getting in trouble like that, and well, I guess what you've learned will be useful later.
And who knows, those two in the tower might have a fondness for you, and they might give you some information later.
True.
No, it was quite fun role playing. Yeah, we real bar hopping, not just getting to the barman and ask question. All the good stuff that happens in a tavern.
Yeah. I hope it was not just the cliche tavern.
Well, there was a hint of what people do in these regions.
Yeah.
So far, that's what I like about that game. We have it, the orcs are not the orcs we're used to. These are the orcs from Aventuria, and that's an example. So
Yeah.
so it's very fun to get in a setting, especially when the game master knows it so much. Not just a standard orc from D&D.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any idea how orcs are in D&D, but I'm glad.
They're always chaotic evil. It's
Yeah,
just like a grace.
Yeah,
You know.
I personally don't really like the alignment system. I think it's
Yeah.
very, very well
It's also very Kantian slanted too.
what?
It's slanted towards Kantian thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does play with like chaotic good and stuff, but lawful good is the better good, and chaotic evil
Yeah.
is the worst evil.
Yeah, it goes
But
from
Well,
very
the
unilateral.
alignment system is a deviation of something that came in the first version of D&D, where there was only law and chaos, and it was inspired by Michael's Moorcock Elric series.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the alignment in Elric is just you have a tendency to go toward those alignments.
I see.
With what you do, and the more you get into chaos, the more you are near from chaotic gods. But that's the Moorcock style. Gary Gygax put that into this game and expanded it, so it got just a little away from what it was at first.
Okay.
If you've ever read the Elric RPG, it actually has a pretty interesting take on it. It's light and darkness, and then you have a certain amount of points that you put in each one, saying how far you're down the path of light or dark
I see.
or neutrality.
Yeah, well, I ran a campaign.
So you
D&D.
do certain things, and it pushes you more way, different way.
Yeah, exactly. I ran a campaign in D&D using a supplement to play Elric into the D&D 3rd edition, and that's exactly how it went. At the end of the game, with the action the player did on the session, I gave some point towards law or chaos. There were no alignments of it. So, and
Yeah,
when they got to a certain number of points, they had some advantages to be in that kind of alignment.
Yeah, I think that's something that I could live better with. You know, like humanity in Vampire, where you have
Yeah.
basically a measure of what you did so far, rather than something that tells you how you have to behave.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something racial. I read a bit about D&D, and I always thought that the racial restrictions to certain kind of alignments was something that I would have, if I have ever run D&D or Pathfinder or something, that's something I would have cut out definitely.
Yeah. That's the thing with me too. I mean, it's primarily a combat-oriented game, and it tries to flirt with other things, but the big thing with like orcs and goblins and stuff, they're basically mooks. They're there so you can throw a mook like a
Sword
look,
fodder.
yeah, sword fodder. Yeah, just
Oh,
they're
speaking of
there to
combat.
round up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of combat, we never went over how we spent the 50 experience points that you gave us the other time. Did you want us to send it to you, or?
If you have decided what you did, then you can send it to me. Yes.
Okay.
I have to check that out because I forgot about it.
No problem. As I said, you can spend them while you're on Torvald, so you still have time to decide, definitely. And if you don't
I
want
have-
to, yeah,
Did I have 6 points left over from my character creation? Is that what it was?
I presume as much, but I'm not sure exactly how much it was, but I can look it up. This one. This one would be social status. No. No, you have 8 still left.
Oh, okay.
So you have 58.
Okay.
And
Can we use those to raise talents?
what?
Can we use
Talents
those
and
in-
talent
okay.
spells. Yeah, basically that.
So what chart do talents go off of? Because there's the A, B, C, and D.
Let me just. Oh, I'm not sure if it.
Or are they just a
Let me
one
just
for one?
pull what. Oh, okay. So with talents, you can look it up at the top of the. Or with the special group. So if you, for example, look at social talents, there's a B next to it in.
Oh, okay. I see.
And physical talents have a D, and so on. So that's the column they are used for raising.
Okay.
If you want to raise a combat talent, then we will have to look it up. They are each differently from C to E, so they are especially hard to raise usually.
Okay.
By the way, Tim, did
Where
you
do
receive your
I
book?
send it?
What?
Sorry.
Where do I send it to? Like an email address, or do I send it to your other?
Best send it to me via Google Plus. Just
Or
do it
can I just
private.
post it?
Or
'Cause
wait,
I'd already-
you can also send it to if you want to do it as an email to the Narrabin at gmx slash no, not slash, sorry, horizontal line
Underscore.
Yeah, death.
or minus top mail .de
DMX.
gmx. So General Motors, Dandelion Xenophobia. GMX.
General Motors.
Just for the beginning letter.
Maybe you could write it on the chat.
Okay, yeah.
That's the best. That's the best idea.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
You said GMX, but you had a D word in there, and I
Yeah.
was like.
By the way, Tim, did you receive your book?
Yes, I did. I got it on Amazon.
Alright.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So also I will just cut the live part.